Hello and welcome to Lesson 3, Video 4 for Stoichiometry for Chemistry 1. In this video, we're going to look at a mole to mass conversion. So this is a two-step conversion, and this is the opposite from the one that we just did in the previous video. So in this one, we're going to go from moles to grams. So it's the opposite. So to go from moles to moles, we're going to use the mole ratio. And to go from moles to grams, we're going to use the formula mass. So we're given a problem. If 3.85 moles of copper react with silver chloride, how many grams of silver can be produced? So we are given 3.85 moles of copper, and we want to know grams of silver. So here is our given and our wanted. So our equation is this. And if you remember back to when we talked about reactions, this is a single replacement reaction. So we have to make sure that it's balanced, and this equation is not balanced. Our copper is balanced, our silver is balanced, but our chlorines do not. So I have to put a 2 here and then a 2 in front of the silver. So now we're balanced. So we are going to start with 3.85 moles of copper. And according to our little scheme up here, if we're given moles, we have to go to moles of something else using the coefficients in our balanced chemical equation. So if we look, we want to get rid of moles of copper, and we want to go to silver. So there's a 1 in front of the copper and a 2 in front of the silver. We want moles of copper to cross out, so I'm going to put the 1 mole of copper on the bottom and 2 moles of silver on the top. That's telling me for every mole of copper that reacts, we get 2 moles of silver. Now, I don't want my answer to be in moles of silver. I want my answer to be in grams. So I want to get rid of moles of silver, so I'm going to put that unit down here. And I'm going to put the unit of grams of silver on top. Now, formula mass tells us how many grams of something there are in 1 mole. So I have to look up the mass of silver. We don't have to do a formula mass. We're just going to use the atomic mass straight from the periodic table, rounded to the hundredths place. So for silver, that's 107.87 grams. So now in our calculator, if something's on top, we're going to multiply. All we have are ones down in the bottom, so we don't have to do any division. So I'm going to put 3.85 times 2 times 107.87 and hit equals. And I'm going to get this big number. So I'm going to have to round it to significant figures. So any type of measurement is going to result in significant figures. So our moles of copper, the 3.85, and our grams of silver, 107.87. These moles are all counting numbers, the 2, the 1, and the 1, so we don't interpret those for significant figures. So least number of significant figures is 3 from the 3.85. So we have to round this to 3 significant figures. So 8 is our first one, 3 is our next one, and we have to see if that 0 rounds up to a 1, because we have a 5 here that does. So 831 grams of silver. That is our answer. So let's come up with our general form. So we're going to have the moles given. That's what we're going to start with. Then we're going to have the coefficient of the given from our balanced chemical equation. And up on top is the coefficient of what we're looking for, our wanted. Down below, 1 mole of the wanted. And up on top is the formula mass of the wanted. And that's going to give us grams of the wanted. That's it for this video.